What's up, everyone? Welcome back to JH Sports. My name is Jude, and today we'll be talking about yesterday's World Cup matches, and we're going to be previewing today's matches of the round of 16. Yesterday, there was two huge games. Portugal and Spain, USA versus Belgium. One of them was a really good rivalry, really tight. It came down to the last dire moment. And then the other game was just a disappointment from the U.S. Could not do anything. All right, let's start talking about the Portugal-Spain game. Spain won 1-0 against Portugal. Portugal's defense looked really strong for the majority of the game. Diogo Costa was stopping a bunch of shots. He was keeping them in for the first 45. And then just Nuno Mendes got hurt, and they kind of fell apart after that. And Spain just had a lot of the ball. And that made Portugal have to work for everything, which was hard for them to get any attack off. Then in stoppage time, Mikel Merino, off the bench, scored the game-winning goal. That what makes knockouts so brutal. It's just the last. This one makes the knockouts so bad. One goal can decide your whole thing. And it just sucks because they were defending so well. So well. This win just shows how Spain has been. They know that they don't have to score really quickly. They can wait and be patient. And it shows that they don't get nervous too easily to get stressed out that they haven't scored yet. But they just kept on moving the ball and kept Spain. Spain was dangerous the whole game. There's really no time I thought Spain didn't really look too dangerous. They didn't look not dangerous. Yeah, for Portugal, that's a hard one to lose. Losing the final minutes. It's probably Ronaldo's last Portuguese World Cup. Last World Cup game. Last game probably for Portugal too. He might be retiring very soon. But besides that, it was just a tough loss to lose. You were so close of winning. But it's just the dire moments that decided that Spain could score, and they just couldn't defend in that situation. And that really hurt them at the end. But besides that, my player of the match was Mikel Merino, coming off the bench and being able to score. He came off the bench and scored to win the last-minute winner. All right, let's now talk about the USA-Belgium game. Belgium beat USA 4-1. Honestly, USA looked rough, really bad. They couldn't really make passes. We looked very sloppy. Every chance we tried to make, it was like we just overshot it. But besides that, the crowd and the people were behind them the whole time, but they just couldn't create anything. But Belgium, on those mistakes that they always made, the majority of that game, Belgium punished it for them. Even though I said yesterday that probably player to watch was Kevin, he never came on, but they looked really strong without some of their three best players, Jeremy Doku, Romelu Lukaku, and Kevin, on the bench. They looked super strong. It's just USA, they were down 1-0, scored, tied at 1-1, and then ever since then, they just couldn't create anything else and then they lost 4-1. Yeah, and then Pulisic left with an ankle injury after he tried kicking a shot, and the guy came in front of him and his foot. So he has an ankle injury from that. So he had to leave right after probably the 60th minute, 70th minute. For Belgium, this is just a statement that they can do something in this World Cup. That they're just not it's not underdogs for them. They can do something. My player of the match was Charles de Kelentar. He scored 2 goals. which was their first 2 goals, and he had the huge performance in round 16. He's one of the best for them. So after yesterday, Spain versus Belgium in the quarterfinals. And that will be the next match already decided. So far we have France, Morocco, Spain, and Belgium. So we'll have one more tonight and one more tomorrow. Wait, no. We have one more game decided. Hold up, what am I forgetting? France, Morocco. Oh, Norway and England. And now we have... So tonight it will be either Argentina, Colombia, Switzerland, or... Why am I forgetting the other team? Switzerland. Argentina is playing Egypt. Those are the 4 teams that can make the final 2 spots. So yeah, it's just Belgium. Just USA didn't have their high press. Like I said, they should have. But yeah. So that was a lackluster from USA. But the Belgium attacks look really strong. Really strong. So now let's move on to today's games. Argentina versus Egypt. This was a difficult game. This is going to be a difficult game. It's at 12 o'clock today. 12 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, Eastern. I don't know about the other times, but this is going to be an interesting matchup. Argentina's look strong, like especially Messi. He scored majority of their goals. Egypt has a strong attack, but I don't know if their defense isn't terrible, but I don't know if they'll be able to hold up against an Egypt I don't think they'll be able to hold up against an Argentina side. I think that would just be too strong of a team. I think the biggest storyline for this game is just Lionel Messi, how good he's done. He's competing for a golden boot at like 38 years old in the World Cup. With Messi, Haaland, and Mbappe all at 7 goals right now. But Haaland and Mbappe have already played their game, so Messi could go up. Even Argentina being very close to getting knocked out by Cape Verde, I think they'll be able to come back very strong. Very strong. I think my prediction for this game is 2-0 Argentina. Egypt might be able to get something rolling, but I think if you're them, you just got to keep your defense strong and stay calm and make those counterattacks to attack Argentina. I don't think they'll be able to keep too much possession of the ball. So I think if they have possession of the ball, they have to make it worth it and make a result. I think the player to be watching is Julian Alvarez for Argentina. I think people are going to be focused on Messi, and I think he'll be able to create something. All right, Messi will get most of the attention, like I just said, and he'll probably make Julian Alvarez have some chances. The player I'm watching for Egypt is Omar Marmoush. He has done pretty good. I think Mohamed Salah will be able to get those balls into Omar Marmoush. So I think that's if Egypt wants an upset, they're going to have to use Omar Marmoush. I think the tactics for this game is Argentina has to keep all the possessions from Egypt. If you're Argentina, you try to keep as much possession as possible. And you punish them and when you need it. But I think if you're Egypt, you want to crowd the middle and force mistakes to be able to make an attack. But my prediction is that Argentina wins 2-0 against Egypt. I think Argentina just has too much quality to not. Even though they look bad against Cape Verde, I think because they know it's more important of a game, they're going to lock in. So, all right, now it's on to the second game. Switzerland versus Colombia. This one might not have the same hype. There's not as many superstars. Colombia has some superstars like James Rodriguez, Luis Diaz, some other big names. But Switzerland, I know they have a really good youngster right now, who's done like, I think it's, no, starts with an A, but he's done really good. So Switzerland has always been tough this whole World Cup. It's been a surprise. But I think they've been organized, disciplined, and hard to break down. They don't usually beat themselves up. They never like make themselves lose because they made the bad mistakes on themselves. But they have to do everything they can against a pretty strong Colombia attack. Colombia is more explosive, more pace and creativity, which I think is going to be difficult for Switzerland to handle. So I think if you're Colombia, you're just trying to use your strong attackers and be able to capitalize with all the. I think they're going to have a majority of the possession. For Switzerland, I'm watching Manuel Akanji. I think he'll be able to defend James Rodriguez and Luis Diaz. I think you have to watch him to see if he can lock them down. Lock them down. But I'd also watch Jahan. I'm also watching Grant Xhang because Switzerland needs him to control the midfield and slow Colombia down. For Colombia, I'm watching Luis Diaz and I'm also watching Juan Duran. He's given them the power, movement, and goal threat. If Colombia can create chances and transitions, he could be dangerous. Tackle matchup, Switzerland structure, and against Colombia's speed. If you're Switzerland, you want control and stay organized. But if you're Colombia, you're just waiting for the openings and abuse them. Use them. And if you're Switzerland, you just want to slow the game down a lot. And Colombia is just going to make it fast. They want fast pace and make quick attacks. My prediction is 2-1 Colombia. It will be close. I wouldn't be shocked if it goes to extra time. I think this could go to an extra time. But I don't think it'll go to pens. I think this will be an extra time goal by Colombia. So to recap, Spain beat Portugal 1-0 after Mikel Merino goal. And Belgium beat 4-1. Charles having a huge game. Today I have Argentina beating Egypt 2-0. I have Colombia beating Switzerland 2-1. And let me know your predictions in the comments. Maybe you think Argentina can go through. Can Egypt pull off an upset? And who do you have winning? Switzerland versus Colombia. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'm Jude, and this is JH Sports. And I'll see you in the next World Cup video. Bang!